Welcome to my channel. My name is Akshay and I'm here to simplify tax provisions for you. I have taken up section 206C subsection 1H, which is also tax collected at source on sale of goods, which is applicable with effect from 1st October 2020. Before you start watching ahead, I am presuming here that you have some knowledge of TCS provisions in general. In this video, I have summed up provisions of the section itself along with the clarification issued by Central Board of Direct Taxes with respect to section 206C subsection 1H. In all, this video is comprehensive video to understand the applicability with respect to the section. In this video, we will basically focus on two aspects. That is, first is applicability of the section and second is understanding the clarifications issued along with the provisions through examples that I have created for you. Those are 5 comprehensive examples which will help you understand the section very clearly. When it comes to applicability, first we need to understand that the liability to comply with the provision is showed upon the seller and not the buyer. Since the liability to comply with the provisions is showed upon the seller, we need to think from the point of view of the seller as if we are the ones selling the goods. So to check applicability in the current year, first of all we will have to satisfy 2 cumulative conditions, one of which is seller's previous financial year's turnover has to exceed rupees 10 crore and the seller's receipts from current financial year from a single buyer has to exceed rupees 50 lakh. If the both cumulative conditions are satisfied, then and only then this section will be applicable on the seller. Accordingly, the seller will collect 0.1% of the amount exceeding rupees 50 lakh receipts from the buyer. A point to be noted here is for the financial year 2021, the rate of tax to be collected, that is TCS rate, is not 0.1% but it is 0.075%, that is 75% of 0.1%. So for understanding of the section and clarifications of severity, I have made these 5 comprehensive examples in the form of table which will help you understand the section more clearly. First of all, we need to understand the columns of the table and then we will go on to the case scenario. So the first column is the scenario itself, which will range from case 1 to case 5. Now in next column we have the seller's turnover in preceding financial year. In even next column we have aggregate receipts from different buyers during the current financial year. This column has 2 sub columns, which is the first one is the buyers and the second one is receipts from each buyer. The next column is conditions satisfied. This means whether both the conditions are satisfied, whether only first condition is satisfied, whether only second condition is satisfied. Even in next column we have applicability of the section, that is whether the section is applicable or not. The next column is amount on which TCS is applicable. This column again contains 2 sub columns, out of which is the first sub column is the amount received during the current financial year up to 30th of September 2020, and the second column is amount received on or after 1st of October 2020, that is the date on which section became applicable. The next column is the TCS amount itself and the last column is total amount received from the buyer. This amount includes not only the consideration but also the TCS applicable. Now in case number 1, the seller's previous year's turnover is 9.5 crore and the receipts from buyers A, B and C are 30 lakhs, 50 lakhs and 90 lakhs respectively. Now we will check whether the conditions have been satisfied. So in case of buyer A, none of the conditions have been satisfied, that is neither the turnover is exceeding 10 crore nor the receipts are exceeding 50 lakhs. So there is no question of checking the amount received, no question of checking the TCS on that, and simply the total receipts from the buyer will be 30 lakhs only. Now in case of buyer B, the amount received 50 lakh rupees. Again we will check the conditions if they are satisfied. So here also none of the condition is satisfied, accordingly the section will not be applicable. Accordingly the receipts will be rupees 50 lakhs only. In case of buyer C, the amount received is 90 lakh, which exceeds the rupees 50 lakh limit. However, since the turnover of the seller in preceding financial year did not exceed 10 crore rupees, the section will not be applicable, although only the second condition is satisfied. So the point here to note is both the conditions have to be satisfied cumulatively. Since only one condition is satisfied, the section will not be applicable and the amount received would be 90 lakhs itself. In case number 2, now the seller's previous financial year's turnover exceeded 10 crore rupees, so now it is 12 crore rupees. Again, this seller also receives from 3 different buyers, that is A, B and C, amounts of rupees 30 lakhs, 50 lakhs and 45 lakhs respectively. Again we will check whether conditions have been satisfied. Now in case of buyer A, the amount received is 30 lakhs rupees, which is not exceeding rupees 50 lakh limit. However, the seller's previous financial year's turnover exceeds 10 crore rupees. So the first condition is satisfied. However, for the application of the section, both the conditions have to be satisfied cumulatively. Accordingly, the section is not applicable. We will not check TCS. The amount received from the buyer would be 30 lakhs rupees. In case of buyer B, the amount received is rupees 50 lakh, which is not exceeding 50 lakh limit of the section. Whereas the seller's condition is satisfied, the receipt condition is not satisfied. Accordingly, only first condition is satisfied and not the second one, so the section will not be applicable and there will not be any TCS. The amount received from the buyer would be rupees 50 lakhs only. In case of buyer C, the amount received is 40 lakhs, which is below the 50 lakh limit, and the seller's turnover exceeded 10 crore in previous financial year. Accordingly, the condition satisfied is only the first one and the section will not be applicable, according to which the total receipts from the buyer would be 45 lakhs only and nothing else. Now we will move on to case number 3, where the seller's previous financial year's turnover exceeds 10 crore, that is rupees 15 crore in case 3, and he has received from buyers A, B and C the amounts of rupees 35 lakhs, 50 lakhs and 65 lakhs respectively. Now we will go into checking conditions. Now in case of A, amount received is rupees 35 lakhs, that is below 50 lakhs limit in the section. However, the seller's previous financial year's turnover is exceeding 10 crore, that is rupees 15 crore in this case. Only the second condition is satisfied here. Accordingly, the TCS provisions of this section will not be applicable in this case and the amount received from the buyer would be 35 lakhs. Now in case of buyer B, the amount received from the buyer is 50 lakh rupees. It is not exceeding the 50 lakh limit of the section. The seller's turnover in previous financial year exceeded 10 crore rupees, that is 15 crore in this case. Only the first condition is satisfied and not the second one. Accordingly, the TCS provisions will not be applicable and the amount received from the buyer would only be 50 lakh rupees. In case of buyer C, the amount received is rupees 65 lakhs. Here, the amount received is exceeding rupees 50 lakh limit of the section, as well as the seller's turnover in previous financial year exceeded 10 crore, that is rupees 15 crore in this case. So both the conditions are satisfied. Accordingly, the TCS provisions will be applicable and the amount of TCS will be applicable on the amount exceeding rupees 50 lakhs, that is on the balance of 15 lakh after deducting 50 lakhs. So the amount of TCS is coming to 1125. In this case, the amount that would be received from the buyer would not only be the 65 lakh rupees but also the 1125 rupees on account of TCS. Now we will go to case number 4, where seller's previous financial year's turnover is exceeding 10 crore rupees, that is rupees 20 crore in this case. Again, there are 3 buyers here, A, B and C. They have paid amounts of 55 lakh, 65 lakh and 90 lakh respectively. So here in all of the cases both the conditions are satisfied. Accordingly, the TCS provisions of this section will be applicable on all of the buyers. So in case of buyer A, where amount received is rupees 50 lakhs, the TCS provisions will be applicable only on the balance amount after deducting 50 lakhs, that is 5 lakhs rupees. Accordingly, the amount that will be receivable from buyer on account of TCS shall be rupees 375, that is 0.075% of 5 lakh rupees. So the total amount to be received from the buyer is not only 55 lakh rupees but also the amount of TCS, that is 375. In case of buyer B, the amount received from him is rupees 65 lakh, and after deducting 50 lakh rupees the balance amount is 15 lakh, which is liable to TCS. Accordingly, the amount of TCS is coming to 15 lakhs multiplied by 0.075%, that is 1125. In this case, the seller will receive not only the amount of 65 lakh rupees but also the 1125 rupees on account of TCS. In case of buyer C, the amount received from him is 90 lakhs rupees. So the amount that will be liable for TCS will be 90 lakhs minus 50 lakhs limit is 40 lakhs. So the amount of TCS that would be applicable on the amount of 40 lakhs is 3000 rupees. Accordingly, the seller will receive not only the amount of 90 lakhs from the buyer but also 3000 on account of TCS. Now case number 5 is most complicated of all the cases. Accordingly, it has been taken in the last. So seller's turnover in preceding financial year is 25 crore. Again, there are 3 buyers A, B and C. They have paid rupees 75 lakhs, 55 lakhs and 90 lakhs. Now we will check the conditions satisfied. In case of buyer A, the amount received from him is rupees 75 lakhs, which is exceeding rupees 50 lakhs limit. Also, the turnover of seller in preceding financial year is 25 crores, that is exceeding 10 crore rupees. Here both the conditions are satisfied. Accordingly, the section will be applicable. Now the tricky part here is on which amount the section will be applicable. The section will be applicable only on the amounts received on or after 1st October 2020. The most critical part here is that one will have to divide the receipts into 2 parts. The one which is received up to 30th of September 2020 and the amounts which is received on or after 1st October 2020. In case of buyer A, amount received from buyer A is rupees 75 lakhs. Out of that, only 20 lakh is received up to 30th of September 2020 and balance is 55 lakhs is received on or after 1st of October 2020. Accordingly, the rupees 20 lakhs that is received up to 30th of September 2020 will not be liable for TCS under this section. Only the amount which is received on or after 1st October 2020, that is rupees 55 lakh, shall be considered for calculation of TCS. Accordingly, the amount that will be liable for TCS will only be rupees 5 lakh, that is 55 lakh that has been received on or after 1st October 2020 minus the 50 lakh limit under this section, which will come to rupees 5 lakh, and we will have to calculate 0.075% of this 5 lakh, which comes to rupees 375. Accordingly, the total amount received would not only be rupees 75 lakhs but it will be 75 lakh plus rupees 375 on account of TCS from the buyer. Now in case of buyer B, the amount received from buyer B is rupees 55 lakh. So the amount received from the buyer exceeds rupees 50 lakh limit under this section. Also, the turnover of seller in the preceding financial year is about 10 crore, that is rupees 25 crore. Both the conditions have been satisfied, so the provisions of this section will be applicable. Now the question is on which amount the provisions will be applicable. So again, we will have to divide the amount received from buyer, that is rupees 55 lakhs, into 2 parts. Amount received up to 30th of September 2020 and amount received on or after 1st of October in 2020. Rupees 25 lakh has been received up to 30th of September 2020 2020, which shall not be considered for the purpose of this section. Amount received on or after 1st October 2020 is rupees 30 lakhs, which shall be considered for the purpose of this section. However, the amount received on or after 1st October is rupees 30 lakhs, which is well below the limit of rupees 50 lakhs. Accordingly, the amount that will be liable for TCS will be zero, and hence there will not be any TCS. Although the provisions became applicable, there will not be any amount that shall be collected as TCS from the buyer. Amount received from the buyer will only be rupees 55 lakhs and nothing else will be received. In case of buyer C, amount received is rupees 90 lakh, exceeds the limit under this section of rupees 50 lakh. So both the conditions have been satisfied in this case. Accordingly, the section is applicable. Again, here also we will have to divide the amount received in two parts, that is amount received up to 30th of September 2020 and amount received after 1st of October 2020. So here amount received up to 30th of September 2020 is 10 lakhs and amount received on or after 1st October 2020 is rupees 80 lakhs. The amount that will be liable for TCS provisions will only be the amount after deducting 50 lakhs, that is 80 lakhs minus 50 lakhs, which is rupees 30 lakhs. So here the TCS will be 30 lakhs multiplied by 0.075%, which comes to 2250. So in this case, the seller will receive not only rupees 90 lakhs but also 2250 on account of TCS. There are few points which needs to be highlighted. These points have come out of clarification that has been issued by CBDT. The rate in this section would usually be 0.1%. However, for the financial year 2021 specifically, the rate has been reduced to 0.075%. So during the financial year 2021, we will be using the rate 0.075% only, and accordingly I have used this rate only in all my examples, considering that the examples relate to financial year 2021. Then the question comes is whether TCS is applicable on receipts before 1st October 2020. No, as can be seen from case 5, it was pretty much clear that TCS will not be applicable on amounts received before 1st of October 2020. Only the amount that was received on or after 1st of October 2020 that has been considered for calculation of TCS, that too after reducing rupees 50 lakhs limit under the section. So for the applicability of the section, we will have to check aggregate receipts during the year. However, for the purpose of calculating TCS, only the amount that has been received after 1st October 2020 has to be considered. Now the question comes up is, what if the sale relates to prior years, prior to financial year 2021 or prior to financial year 1920 or even before that? So the answer to that question is, this section does not focus on whether your sales relate to current year or previous year or prior years before that. So the only thing that has to be focused on is amount of receipts that you receive from a single buyer. So you will have to focus only on the aggregate of receipts that has been received from a single buyer during the current financial year, and not check whether the sales relate to this financial year or the previous financial year. You have to focus only and only on the receipts during current financial year. You can find the relevant documentary information in the description below, and in case of queries or doubts, please feel free to drop comments. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.